What going on, everybody? This is E Honda. You know me. I do shows and stuff. I've been on the internet for a couple years now. Been doing stuff. I do things on the internet. One of them is called 2A Taco Tuesday with E Honda and friends. And I am E Honda, and these are my friends. Now, just so you guys know, there's a country named Ukraine. Ukraine is a country in Europe, and Ukraine is next to another country, and that country's name is Russia. And Russia is a bigger country. And Russia decided that they wanted to attack Ukraine, and that's bad. It's like you're explaining things to a 2-year-old. Is that how she thinks, or is that what she thinks her audience is? That's my question.
Both.
Yeah, probably it is both, huh? It's like this is the way she has to communicate because she has no ability to do more than that. Or maybe she does. Maybe she's like diabolical, but she's like fucking, I don't know. I guess if she was diabolical and smart, she wouldn't act like that. She would actually be smart and like, yeah. No, she's dumb.
It does make it easier to follow along. I get all the information just from that.
God damn it, Mark
It helps
Malone.
me out a lot. Yeah.
I can't even say a joke. I can't even do a joke. I can't even do a bit because Mark Malone's out there. She's on cocaine. No, that would be the first son. What would you call Hunter Biden? I wonder who it was that lost their stash of cocaine inside of the White House. In an area that people aren't allowed to go unless you're like part of the White House. And they never did an investigation? You don't think they got cameras everywhere inside of that fucking place?
If you had to deal with that administration, you would have a bag of cocaine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe what I wouldn't do is like, because like you got money, right? You got plenty of money. You don't have to smoke crack. You could continue to do cocaine because crack is cheap and cocaine costs money, but you have money. So you might as well do cocaine. And the other thing I wouldn't do is accidentally leave my laptop with a bunch of like incriminating evidence on it at a repair shop and then never pick it up. That might be a bad idea too.
Maybe. Possibly.
Yesterday's pomade said, can confirm there is no mile marker 420 on I-70 West outside of Denver. That's hilarious. Although I honestly think that mile marker 419.9 is almost more desirable. I don't know. You guys tell me. Did they pick up Matt's bike yet? Yes, they did. They picked up Matt's bike all right. I actually just got back a little bit ago from meeting the dude and dropping it off and walking back home. That was the last time I rode your bike, Matt. It was today.
And remember, Matt bought the bike in February and it's just now leaving.
Wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite that long ago.
It was certainly last month. It was last month for sure.
Yeah, it was in September.
But yeah, it's on the way. Dude seemed pretty cool. He's got I was talking to him for a minute. He's got a BMW R1200 RT, which is like their retro version of an R1200, which is kind of cool. And he had it in the back of the fucking so like his deal is like he's on the road all the time. Like when he gets in a chance and he's in a good area, he's got his bike in the back of the fucking semi or whatever you call it. And he's ready to just go for a ride in whatever city he's in. So he brings his bike with him too. That's kind of cool. Seemed like a cool dude. Although he like wanted to talk. And I'm like, okay, do you got everything you need? Because I got shit to do, man. Goodbye. I guess if I was in a truck by myself for hours and hours a day and didn't get to talk to people all the time, then I probably want to talk to
Probably weeks, man. I think that's all the dude does.
Yeah, that's basically what he was saying. He was like, yeah, I was in Las Vegas 2 days ago, and I'll be leaving Denver tomorrow. I'll be heading over to Kansas next. I'm like, shit, dude.
Yeah.
Was it a sleeper cab semi or no?
Yeah, totally. And he's
Okay.
a
Yeah, he
owner
probably lives in
operator,
that thing
so
then.
he owns the truck but not the trailer, and they pay him per mile. So he's just like, oh, wherever you need me to go. Oh, more miles? Damn it. But yeah, man, we got some cool stories and memes and stuff. And Pat Wright and Tactical Muffin Top and Soulless Ginger just dropped in like they fucking own the place. Better late than never, boys.
Fashionably late.
And ugly.
Fascistly late. Fascism.
All right. All right, cunt cake Harris.
That's his
my
new
new
favorite word. You're going to
That is
hear
the
that
new
like
word.
10 times tonight.
Maybe even
Yep.
11.
The old muster.
All I know
Yeah.
is Tactical Muffin Top is at least as bad, if not worse, than Adolf Hitler.
Hey, that is
Oh.
accurate. Except for I can't grow a mustache. I can't grow a mustache.
You can only grow the outside part of the mustache. The inside part is bald.
No, I just get like the maxi stash and the soul patch, and then just like a chin strap. I can grow some rockin' fucking sideburns though.
Have you
can
been to
grow the
art
reverse
school?
Hitler.
No, I have not been to art school. I did have a full ride to art school in Denver, and I turned it down because I couldn't afford the room and board there. Just the tuition was free.
My dad taught psychology at the Art Institute of Colorado.
Oh, I enjoy psychology. I got 3 years under my belt. It's a good subject.
Muffin
he's-
Top also suspiciously only has a left nut.
And 2 tits. Pay attention. But they're
So one
shrinking.
Webble's
They're
your
almost
name
gone.
now?
My boobs is almost
Not-
gone.
Now, that was me up until I was 13.
Tactical muffin chops. That's funny. You have a bunch of new people that followed me from my chat. You're welcome.
Oh, cool. What's up, new people? How are you doing? Hope I don't say something flagrantly inappropriate and piss all of you off like I normally do.
Yeah,
No.
no faggotry, motherfuckers.
You're good. We have 872% more penis in this chat.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Did you measure everybody and get like a
No, it's a penis joke ratio content.
I feel like you measured everybody. Is what you did.
Like on Eric Cartman on South Park when he's measuring everybody. I'm 13.1 inches long. Pretty good. Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Dude, have you seen the thing where like using your Wi-Fi router inside of your house, your Wi-Fi router knows where you are, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's just because reasons that I forget what they said." And they're like, "Okay, we'll turn those reasons off and let AI determine whether or not they can see where you're at." And AI is like, "Yep, I know exactly where." So your Wi-Fi in your house, as far as I can tell, could be used to track your physical location and also the physical location of everybody who's inside of your house, pets included.
Yeah, I saw something about this like 2 years ago, where they had some kind of fucking I can't remember what it was, but it was a computer program, and they had to input the basic parameters of whatever home you were in, and then they could sit there with this computer program and just off of your Wi-Fi, fucking it was like watching a computer animated like stick figure program, and you could see the people walking around the house.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
the Wi-Fi, how it and it had some. If I remember right, it had something to do with how it reacts to fucking how the Wi-Fi signal reacts to fucking humans.
well, yeah, I
Like
think it's
human flesh.
the water inside of us.
Yeah.
It absorbs so much of the fucking radiation that they can tell where the dead spots are, and that's where the humans are. And actually, the new one, I don't know. I never saw the one that you were talking about where it's stick figures. There's like, it's AI doing it, and there's like full out like animations of people. Like you can see like the tits under the chick's shirt and like stuff like that, dude. It's like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, like I said, this was a couple years ago, so it was a while back.
Wow.
Oh my.
So how long is it till they get your bike to you, do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea. It just depends on his route.
What do they say? 10 days was the max or whatever?
Yeah.
All right, that's not bad. So that would be what? 7, 8, 9, like the 8th, Friday the 8th, it should be there.
Yeah, something like that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah,
So they
the
finally
fucking
picked it up, huh?
the carburetor does need to be cleaned, but if you warm it up enough and let the choke in and fucking do the things, you can still ride it. It's still fine. Those tires need to be fucking changed though.
Yeah.
But
You
we've
got the tires before the bike.
already talked about that ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe before you pull the carb apart, try some of that sea foam, running that through there. Maybe you can get a season out of it before you got to pull it apart.
I don't know. We'll see. I may just clean it just because I want to fucking clean it. Get it over with.
So, do you guys want to see what diversity looks like?
Yes.
You want to see
Sure.
some
No.
Halloween diversity?
Yes.
No jump scares.
Are there tits?
It's Momo.
There's no tits.
Oh,
I remember this. This was from last year. Remember we watched this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a second video where it was a neighbor guy put his own stuff in there. Then after the fact,
It's fat middle-aged women.
Like, what are they teaching these kids, dude?
To be a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, to be a stealing, thieving, opportunist piece of shit that will take anything and everything that they possibly can anytime it's in front of them. And so in the future, there will be no longer any houses that leave candy out and do stuff. It's just like, well, we're not home, so no one gets candy. Fuck off.
Yep.
I actually saw one of the best
Teach them
ones
to
the
make
other
that
day.
bag.
It was somebody said put on an empty bowl with a "Please take one" sign.
I feel like you told a quarter of the story that time. Dude, we did this back in the day. Like, we did this on our front yard where we put the fucking bowl out there. And we hid as like statues or in the bushes or whatever. Like my brother had like a Frosty the Snowman costume on, and like me and my friend were like hiding in the bush, and we waited for anyone to grab more than one piece of candy, and we like jumped out of the bush and scared them. And this one dude, we took his whole bag of candy.
You beat the shit out of him.
Well, we didn't have to. He was scared. He ran like a bitch.
Nice.
Right here,
Have you guys seen this? Oh my god, what the fuck,
they're
man.
next to.
And I actually went to the original recording of this video. So this isn't just from the internet. The original recording shows the exact same thing, just so you know.
Kamala. Watch your eyes. Watch it.
Picture that.
Watch it. Here it comes. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
Demonic possession.
It's like I've been saying, these people make Crossroads demon deals, man.
Watch your eyes.
Yeah, 100% real, though. I don't know if it was just like a camera trick or if there was like light that was refracting off of her eye lens and hitting the camera at just the right angle to make it look like her whole cornea was lighting up. I don't know if she's possessed by Satan. I don't know if this bitch is Satan and she's controlling things from the fucking first row behind the fucking vice president right now. But what the fuck?
Watch it. Watch it.
This is the light from Venus reflecting off the swamp gas.
Oh,
Yep.
Like, what is that, dude? Isn't that kind of freaky?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot freaky, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And again, I went to the original video, which is like a hour and a half fucking Kamala Harris on CBS fucking thing that you can find in the comments to this and skip to like the time that they tell you to skip to, and you see it there too. So I don't know, bro. Kind of fucking weird.
Isn't her hand movements kind of weird? Almost like she's casting a spell or something?
This video applies to an entirely fake heat signature effect in the frames in order to mislead that the recording was made. Okay, well, that's when they do the reverse image. The white eyes are caused by a common issue with lower quality streams with front-facing lighting. Can also be seen in many news streams.
I'll give them a stream.
Or it's Satan, one of the two.
Or somehow
Right.
it taps into your true soul.
All right, listen to this guy for a minute.
Just to actual range where crooks practiced. Targets 50, 100, and almost 200 yards back. The FBI has all the footage from that camera there and from cameras behind me that would pick up his license plate. It's all part of the process of registering to shoot here at this club, very organized. The owners and management of the club has been very cooperative with my investigation here and my effort. We've learned some things about crooks that from these men firsthand that confirmed other statements about them being quiet and they didn't participate in group events, things of that nature. Here at the club, we would come here and shoot, sit at these benches and shoot right-handed on this range. We're going to get to the bottom of everything, America.
God, dude, this guy talks so fucking slow. It makes
What was he talking about?
Like, Jesus, dude.
He was talking about the first Trump assassin. It was the range he was at.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's fucking gay.
Yeah, I didn't watch this whole thing. I thought it was more interesting than that when I watched the first half of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is the range that he was at." I bet he's got a cool point at the end that he's going to get to, but I'll figure that out on the live stream. Whoops!
Way to fuck that one up, Honda.
Jesus Christ, bro! You never got to anything, and you look like you have I don't know. This guy's like Forrest Gump investigating shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
This guy shot with his right hand.
Should I go up there and check it out?
Yes.
I bet I could make a more. I bet I could make a more compelling video.
You see, they got the camera footage from the FBI.
You didn't have to slow down his video.
Corey talks faster than that.
He makes biddles faster than that.
People who don't know what these are shouldn't instigate a new civil war with those who do.
Facts.
Yeah, those are three different things that you can stick in the tip of your penis for torture or pleasure.
Easy now.
First penis joke.
Well, that was fast.
First penis joke.
Thanks again, Corey.
You're welcome.
One's for making a piercing, one's the backer, and the other one's temporary.
Yeah, there you go.
We're trying to class this place
Good old
up.
Prince Albert.
Hey, the new people said they're okay with inappropriate, so there you go.
Here we are.
It's no longer the Prince Albert, it's the King Corey.
We're trying to get sponsors here.
Dasani, check this out.
So now they're trying to
like a motherfucker.
So now they're trying to say that Kill Tony is somehow racist in order to win the election. They purposely miss the point of everything in order to convince stupid people of lies. And the sad part is it works. The good part is that they're running out of stupid people.
Yeah.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there.
I mean, it's a funny joke. He's a comedian who's specifically known for making offensive comedy, who agreed to speak at the Trump Vance, whatever it was, at Madison Square Garden. And there he did his comedy bit talking about offensive things that are funny as exampled there. And the whole left is like all of a sudden pretending that they don't know what comedy is. And that
they don't anymore.
Kill Tony somehow some racist who's on Trump's side, who's also racist, saying jokes to the racists who only think that the racist jokes are funny, and everyone else just thinks that the racist jokes are racist and definitely not funny. And the problem is that the dumb people are like, yeah, that's right. You can't say that about Puerto Rico. We're going to talk really slowly, too. Because smart. Jesus Christ, dude. I honestly think that, like, I don't know if this would ever work. Obviously, it wouldn't. But you take an IQ test or you take, like, an aptitude test to see how much of the current issues you understand and have a grasp of, and then your vote is weighted accordingly. So, like, if you don't know shit and all your shit's backwards because you get your fucking retarded information from CNN and everything you think is a fucking lie, then your vote should count for, like, basic, like, 10,000 of those votes should count for, like, one normal vote.
Yeah.
The trouble is we don't control who would make that test. So CNN would be the answer you had to go with.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, I understand, and that's why I prefaced it by saying it would never work. Like, honestly, it wouldn't. Otherwise, like, someone would have thought of a way to make it work. I don't know. I guess the way that the original constitutional votes works was, like, you had to be a landowner, and that kind of makes sense. I like the idea of being a parent. So unless you are unless you're a U.S. citizen and you have a child that you actually take care of, like, you're not like a fucking deadbeat dad or a piece of shit mom who just takes welfare. And that's another thing. If you're on welfare, if your living literally comes from the state, then I don't think that you should have any say whatsoever in how the state spends their money. Because you are a recipient. You don't pay into the system. You get paid by the system. And it should be those who pay into the system's choice as to how much they help you or don't help you. Because I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. You know, like, people need help sometimes. You know, you get hit by a hurricane or you go through a hard time or you're trying to get off drugs or something. But, like, the fifth time, it's like, bro, you're on your fucking own. On your own. You can go live on the fucking beach and be a fucking drug addict, and we're not going to help you anymore. You know?
It's like my favorite.
There's a reason they say not to feed the bears.
Inflation's not that high. Inflation.
High as fuck.
Yep.
That made me chuckle. I chuckled.
It's even more funny that Biden got a whole sentence out.
If he's Hitler, why didn't he do Hitler things in his first term? Why didn't he do Hitler things before? Oh, that's because he's not Hitler and you guys are all liars or being lied to. 100%. You drank the Kool-Aid and now you don't want to admit that you drink the Kool-Aid.
Read law, please.
You read it. Don't give me homework assignments.
Fucking lawfully, you say your own goddamn chat.
Said he's so high, smokes his own meat and beats his pipe.
I enjoy this.
Nice.
This chat's evolving so fast.
If only.
He did what we always thinking.
That guy reminds me of my Uncle Rick. Like, he looks just like my uncle. It's funny.
You have an Uncle Rick.
When I was living in Columbus years ago, and there was the lights had turned red, so you couldn't walk anymore. And this one dumbass kid comes breezing past me and almost gets hit by a bunch of cars right in traffic.
Did you push him, Ohio?
No, he was literally on his phone like a dumbass and fucking like wasn't paying attention.
So here we have the publisher of the Trump is Hitler story sitting next to the world's most notorious living sex trafficker of children. Weird. It's weird how
Would
she's
you?
in jail. Like you would think that more information would have come out by now, but obviously there was some kind of deal where they like didn't fucking Epstein her and let her live in a fucking jail cell with some internet and probably like a catered chef and whatever else they fucking give her in jail that no one else gets.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's how they're going to get. That's how they're going to get all the Kamala policies through the Republican Congress, because the deep state has all that.
You know what I was thinking about earlier today? This is kind of off the cuff, so forgive me if I'm a little long-winded or if my thoughts are a little rambling on the subject. But it's the fact of everyone has something to lose, so they're willing to participate in evil in order to protect what they don't want to lose, right? So look at like the Border Patrol agents who, on a daily basis, facilitate the trafficking of children into the United States by cartels for profit, by multinational corporations funded by George Soros and such, and they fucking know it. And they fucking know it. And they do it anyway. Not because they're evil, but because they will literally traffic someone else's children into the United States or help that facilitate that from for happening in order to feed their own children. So for the payoff of their children get to eat and they get a house to live in, they will literally fuck over the future of the country for the short-term gain and comfort that it provides. But the thing is, in the long term, when everybody sells everybody else down the river, because those are the orders that have been given by the powers that should not be, because they know that they're doing the wrong thing. Like, look at like the bus drivers, right? When they're like, they catch the bus drivers of these people who they're busing into all over across the country with hundreds and hundreds of people in the backs of these buses sometimes, like whole families, and who knows if they're a family or not, but there's certainly a fucking creepy dude and some kids back there. They say they're all a family and that they're together, but you're going to put them on the back of the bus and you're going to bring them somewhere. And they put the camera on these people, and they know, they fucking know in their heart that they're doing the wrong thing, and they try to make excuses, and they try to fucking say, oh, well, I'm just doing what my job is. I'm just doing what I'm told. I've got kids to feed. I'm just paying my bills. Don't look at me. I'm not the cause of this problem. When it's like, bro, yes, you fucking are. You are the cog. You're the wheel in the machine that's making the machine run. And sure enough, if you fucking break for some reason, if you, that wheel in that machine, decide that you no longer want to be a wheel anymore, and you decide that you're going to break and you're going to fucking, like, throw parts of your body into the machine to shut it down, they're going to fucking replace you. They're going to put a new wheel in that machine. Sure. But if all of the wheels and all of the machines decide that we don't like what these machines are doing, so we're not going to fucking do it anymore, then they wouldn't be able to do it. So yes, you do have the fucking power. You police officer who's fucking, like, I don't know, enforcing unjust, unconstitutional laws on the American people. Like you fucking piece of shit border agent who's like facilitating child trafficking into this country. And there's a million examples. You teacher in a high school who knows that you're teaching bullshit to these kids and poisoning their minds, but you do it anyway because you don't want to go against the PTA. You don't want to lose your job. You don't want to lose your pension. You went to school. You've got fucking bills to pay. You've got that mortgage to pay. And if you don't fucking go along to get along, you might lose everything. So you're going to go along even though you know it's wrong, even though you know it's evil. You're going to keep your mouth shut. You're going to fucking keep your head down. And sooner or later, the flood's going to get us all.
10,000%, dude.
That wasn't nearly as rambling as I thought it would be.
I like it.
What percentage of the cogs in that machine do you think are awake enough to recognize it?
Probably a good significant portion, but how many of them have the balls to do anything about it? Almost none. Almost none. Like, seriously, almost like the tall blade of grass gets cut. The guy who speaks out against his fucking organization gets fired and blackballed and thrown out of the fucking whole industry, and he's got to go to something else to fucking work, right? Like, oh, have fun being a waiter, you know?
That was E Honda, Sophia. Sub D Honda 420.
Yeah, this is my channel, and I just said that. I don't know, man. Like, we're really in a bad position, though, and it's the scientists too. Like, oh, I'll make a big paycheck if I go along with what Pfizer wants me to say this study's going to say at the end of it, so that we can fucking pass this bill or pass these drugs into the fucking the community, and we can start making money. They really want me to come up with a positive result for this study, so I'm going to throw out the fucking the bad results and curate the results that we want to show the study's safe. Oh, all these people took the fucking vaccine and we have all these problems now. Oh, don't worry. Well, we can pay off these other people that know that it's wrong, these doctors in these hospitals and these people in morgues, just shut their mouths and fucking fill out the paperwork in a certain way so that it doesn't show the true statistics of what's happening. Like, everything in this country, every single institution in this country that I can think of, maybe there's an example that you guys can think of that's not corrupt, but every single institution in this country is 100% corrupt. It is. Name me one that's not, please. I feel like Never Enough Ammo needs to say words.
Damn it, never.
Words, god damn it, words. No.
Tell him one.
Well, I mean, let's look. Everything is corrupt, but let's not forget, like this. It's unfortunate, but there have always been human beings that have been willing to overlook or forgo or just plain not give a shit about anyone else if it benefits them. Period. End of story. Right? Like, this has been going on for a very long time, just in our lifetimes. If you look back and you look at what they were willing to do with fucking crack in certain neighborhoods, if you look at certainly there's plenty of evidence out there now of what they were willing to do when it came to the AIDS epidemic. Like, these are things, and a lot of people call that conspiracy theory, but it's bullshit because it's not, because there's plenty of evidence saying that they knew that these things that were going to devastate certain communities were fucking, things that were being done to push certain agendas, and people that were very, very fucking smart and capable and knew what was going on were able to go out there and fucking absolutely willing to do really, really bad things to other human beings because it benefited them in some way, shape, or form. And whether that's just because they didn't care, or they were just getting paid, or they genuinely had some ideological bent that fucking they hated certain groups of fucking people or whatever it was, right? Like, it's the exact same thing, where you have people like the biggest one now, and you just talked about it, was the pharmaceutical industry. Absolutely 100% fucking knows that not only do the things that it puts out there not cure diseases, but in some cases actually makes things worse, or at least may not make that particular thing worse, but may have other side effects that will then need to be treated by the pharmaceutical industry. And you have scientists willing to back this shit up, willing to put their names on things, willing to get paid off by the government or the pharmaceutical companies or whomever it is that they're willing to fucking take a paycheck, knowing that what they're saying, what they're doing, what they're endorsing, the message they're pushing, whatever they're, signing their name off of for a particular medication is going to actually end up hurting people, sometimes killing people, sometimes killing many, many, many people. And unfortunately, there's always been people willing to do that for their own benefit, whatever that benefit to them may be. And hopefully, it's just money, because sometimes the benefit is they genuinely have an ideological bent and they want to see groups of people in our society actually get harmed. They actually want to see people suffer because that's their payoff. That's what they want. And so it's hard to tell who's who nowadays anymore. And we see this with climatologists, been doing the same thing for, fuck, dude. They started back in the 1960s, and then it changed up in the 80s and changed again in the 90s and then the 2000s, and doing it again today. And none of the things they ever say comes true, but it all pushes an ideological bent and makes people a whole lot of fucking money.
So all of this has me thinking of a certain Bible verse. It's Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison or destroy my brothers. And you will know that my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
You are so black.
I mean, that's what that verse is about, man. We are the fucking men who were trying to walk through the valley of the shadow of death in the light of the Lord, with truth on our side, and we have the inequities of the tyranny of men beset on all sides, trying to poison us as we walk through that valley. And I'm not quoting Samuel Jackson. That's actually
Drop your YouTube link in the chat. Porf.
Thought I did.
Yeah, it was in Muffin Top's chat, but
anyway.
Now pussy's dripping for you.
So I was years old when I discovered that they found a dinosaur tail completely preserved in amber, and it's full of feathers. Look at this.
Huh. This is how Jurassic Park happens.
That's a fucking dinosaur tail, boys.
Yeah, this should be big news. I'm just hearing about it.
Of course it's not big news. They're hiding it. They don't want people to know about this shit.
I think I pulled that out of a drain board.
Well, that was a dinosaur tail.
Wait, is that an ant stuck with it? Oh, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, these ants look fucking crazy up in here. Like fucking weird ass long legs and shit. I guess they're like dinosaur ants, but
right. How huge is that ant?
Yeah, they bring that back, and it's a ant spider hybrid.
If you fried that, it looked just like a Popeye's chicken tender.
Yeah, isn't that kind of cool though?
I actually need to look this up for myself. Yeah.
I guess this was back in 2016, so this isn't even new. This is 8 years old. Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're hiding that shit.
Yeah.
Just like the aliens.
They're going to wait, and then one day you're going to be out and about doing your own thing. And instead of a fucking cop or a drone, it's going to be a fucking raptor with a badge coming up your ass.
A raptor with a vagina?
Whoa.
With a badge.
Whoa, I thought you said with a badge.
Not a badge, a badge.
You know what? Either one's terrifying and also turns me on.
Badge and vag sound pretty much alike, I'm sorry to say.
There's two completely different scenarios.
Both end
in one.
Hey,
I feel
both
like
end in handcuffs,
walking
though.
around have a vag.
Although you're right, both do involve handcuffs. Just very different. endings. One is a sad ending. The other's a happy ending.
Sometimes too.
All right, everybody, listen to Michael Malice and rejoice.
Right. If you're going after Officer Harris, you're either racist or sexist or ableist.
Right.
So they will use
ableist.
Yeah, because she's a retard. She's literally retarded. I mean, Ukraine is a country in Europe, and Russia is another country and a powerful country, and Russia invaded Ukraine, and that's wrong.
What's really important?
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong.
I think of her as America's wine mom because bitch seems like she's 3 deep by noon, and she's got the 3 phases of wine mom. She's got happy drunk. Oh my God, this cereal's got a rabbit on it. It's so great. Cackling, cackling, cackling.
Look at my bus! Oh my God, I love it. Oh wow. Look at the bus.
That is misspelled.
Round and round.
Then there is trying to drunk at work, where you're trying to make sense, but you don't. Space is around us all and unites us all and inspires us all.
Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Space is exciting.
It spurs our imaginations, and it forces us to ask big questions. Space, it affects us all, and it connects us all.
And then I'm being stern so you don't realize how plastered I am. And I'm making a point. Dr. Little Girl was me. Now I'm going to go upstairs and don't knock on the door because I'm going to pass out. So,
And, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
Oh God! If she wins,
we're fucked.
We are fucked, man. I think it might be time to actually move to Japan. Like I've been talking about that, like kind of like semi-jokingly. But I could sell everything I own and move to Japan and buy a house tomorrow. And just like figure out how to feed myself in Japan with a house that I own. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can't have guns, but I'll have a samurai sword. It'll be all right. They got Godzilla and stuff. So you got to run away from that, but,
But might be able to actually find a decent wife, too.
Yeah. I'll find a waifu.
But Japan is probably going to become just like Europe.
Wait.
I'm doing a full immigration over there.
Yeah, wait till the stinky Muslims figure that one out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Japan is they hate everybody pretty much, except for like white people. They hate a little bit less, so they'll let some white people move there and not be so upset about it. So like we can move there.
Yeah, we know they go cave y'all.
For now.
Oh, Red, you're fucked. I'm sorry.
For now.
Well, they're just more confused by me. They're like, what are you?
Yeah, Japan is racist as fuck. That's why they're not going to be like, yeah, we're going to let all these Muslims in. I don't think that's going to happen there.
Well, Japan has cute racism. Their racism is kind of cute.
Well, it's weird because they're all about they're all like about the status quo. So if you don't move and walk the same way, if you try to be like, us and we're more catered in this country, like, oh, be yourself, act whatever, to stand out. They're not into the standing out shit because you'll get shunned like a motherfucker there.
Great, but like 3 of those dudes could know karate, and I could still take all of them because they're like 4 feet tall. Like, do your fucking I don't know, Mr. Miyagi punch, and I'll just throw you in the ocean. It's fine.
It's like beating up like a bunch of 10-year-olds. You're good.
Right.
Oh, I ain't talking about them being the best fighters. I'm just talking about we were talking about the whole certain people acting whatever in their country. Yeah, they'll react at a certain point.
Have you heard about the white people jobs over there?
White people jobs?
Yeah, it's literally to be the rude American. A company will hire you to say the thing that they're too polite to say.
Holy shit.
Really?
Where do I have this job?
Yeah.
That's an actual thing.
I don't think they'll let you have weed there. Well, they didn't let us have weed here earlier, and I figured it out then. It's fine. I can go back. We can go underground again, That's how it is. It's fine. Anyway, enough of the wine mom.
How to get into Japan? I was like, I want to just came in here.
We're going to leave America if Kamala Harris wins. In Colorado, even when the weather changes, we still meet people where they're at. Hiking, drop off your ballot on the way. That's the Colorado way. Anyway, because nothing says free and fair like unwatched drop boxes. Have you seen the drop boxes on fire?
Yes.
Yep.
In the Washington, Oregon area. Okay, my question to you guys is: let's say there's 2 boxes on fire now. Let's say there's 10. Do they call off the election for 10? 10 burned boxes of ballots?
No.
What about 50?
No.
I would say yes.
What about 100?
It'll start to be concerning.
What about 1,000?
Yes.
Almost, yep.
So the message has been sent out. Not from me. Don't take it like that, you fucktard. It's from the left saying, hey, Trump's going to win, so burn the ballot boxes so that we can claim that it's the right doing it in order to get a new shot at an election, because we can claim, based upon evidence with how many ballot boxes have been burnt, that this is not a free and fair election and that we need to redo it. I don't know, man. I'm at the point where the fucking left and their ideas about how to win the election will stop at nothing. There's nothing they won't try. There's nothing they won't do. There's no bridge they won't cross. There's no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river deep enough or wide enough or fucking whatever the fuck that song says to keep the
Keep me
Democrats
from
from stealing
you.
this election. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. I think you're wrong if you tell me I'm wrong on that one.
I mean, we kind of talked about this, Honda, way back when that was going to happen. I mean, there are some people that are from the left that hold some integrity, but if you got the ones that are definitely straight, Marxists, this and that, comments, oh yeah, they don't give two fucks. I beat that to even some people on the left's head. I'm like, these people will lie, cheat, steal, or kill just to prove their point. They don't care about no rules.
Japan, you can get a job that will hire you to quit their job. That's true, because when you quit a job in Japan, you have to go and apologize to the other workers and tell them why you quit. No, they hire someone to do all that shit for you. It's fucking funny.
Yeah, because they do ask oh, why'd you quit and stuff. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going. No, they need at least a reason. So I understand that whole business.
Here's Kamala Harris's new campaign poster.
I like that.
It's called White Dudes for Hair. Wait, what was the name of the ambiguously gay duo? Is that the name of this?
From the Super Friends?
It was SNL, or I forget what it was.
Yeah, it was SNL back when SNL was funny.
Yeah.
I still like that skit that they used to have in SNL when they went to the Disney Vault. That shit was funny.
I was just thinking about the shark one.
Oh no, we got the Songs of the South one. Oh, the other version.
I think the thing that you did with the poll boxes is actually pretty interesting, and probably more so in the realm of probably going to happen soon. I like that actually.
The early '90s was peak SNL. After that, just awful.
Okay, I answer you this one. Which one was better, them or Mad TV?
Mad TV.
I gotta go with Mad TV.
Mad TV was way better.
Mad TV.
I mean, old Mad TV versus old SNL. I'm gonna go old SNL, dude. Those old SNL skits were funnier than the Mad. Mad TV was funny. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going with the fine wine that is the mid '90s ish SNL, bro, nothing's better than that. In my opinion.
Mad TV can't compare to what SNL did in the '70s and the '80s. But if you're talking about '90s, maybe.
Yeah, '90s.
So you're
90s
talking
go
about
with
the
Mad
Chris
TV.
Farley, David Spade, Adam Sandler era, right, Honda?
Yep.
No way, dude. That to today's South Park. South Park's kicking shit.
I mean, South Park's funny. It's a different realm, though. I would say, of comedy. It's a TV show, and yes, it's comedy, but it's a cartoon, and there's just things that in my mind anyway, I don't put in the same category as SNL versus Mad TV and SNL. While SNL was live, Mad TV wasn't, or at least part of it was. It was more like recorded skits that they played in front of a live audience. So it was very similar in some ways.
No, I agree with you on there because remember those things those are skit kind of comedy shows. Where compared to South Park is very different.
But what I would
South Park
say
is more close to Simpsons and other different stuff.
But what I would say is that In Living Color blew them both out the water.
Yeah, we're in Living Color or the Dave Chappelle show or the Man Show. I would consider all of those kind of the same.
Oh, the Man Show. That was great.
Yeah, Man Show was great, but I'd still say fucking '90s SNL was funnier. They had more diversity of funniness.
Be honest though, you only watched In Living Color for the dancers.
Well, we only watched the Man Show for the trampoline scene too. So
No, you watch it for the skits.
Fucking In Living Color between like fucking Vera DeMilo and fucking the movie critics and fucking Fire Marshal Bob and dude, that shit was fucking hilarious.
I thought it was Fire Marshal Bill.
Or Bill, whatever.
Bill, and then you got Jamie Foxx's skits too in there and shit.
Hated it.
Fucking Wanda.
That's
the funniest fucking Jamie Foxx has ever been is when he played Wanda.
But when you had like Dana Carvey and fucking Michael Myers and fucking Will Ferrell and dude, they had so many good people on SNL at the same time at one point in time. Fucking David Spade and Chris Farley and Adam Sandler. Like, dude, they had so many good, and like all of those dudes were so funny and so talented that they all had careers outside of SNL in their own right. I mean, like Adam Sandler, how many movies has that dude made?
Couple mil.
Like so many fucking movies. I don't know. It's fine. You can think what you want. We all have our opinions. You're like buttholes.
I'm waiting for Mark Malone to be.
We all
Not
stretch.
because Adam Sandler is a.
It's the Fly Girls. That's what it was. I was trying to think of the name.
Fucking Jennifer Lopez. That's where she got started.
Jennifer Lopez, Rosie Perez. Wasn't she one of the dancers?
No, she wasn't one of them.
But she was in I know she was in Soul Train a little bit.
Oh, Soul Train. That's what it was then. Okay. That's what I was.
But she did a lot of other different stuff too.
Everyone's calling Dr. Phil racist now because he basically acknowledged that there's a problem that Venezuelan gangs are here and that they've emptied their prisons and their rehabilitation centers and sent them to the United States. And because he's talking about it, that makes him a racist.
Damn it, Dr. Phil.
Like, I can't think of a racist word that dude has ever said in my entire life. Not one. I can't think of like a racist sentence, a racist sentiment, a racist term that he used, not joking, or even joking for that matter. So whatever. Oh, Daniel dropped in $2 and says, "What day will election be called? I'm about to bet."
Ooh.
Not the night of, not the next day.
4
How long
days
do you think?
after. 4 days after.
Well, it's at least going to be 2 or 3 days. 4 days is a good
Perez, Rosie Perez was the choreographer for the first 4 seasons. That's what it was.
Oh, really? I mean, she can dance. And them titties are nice.
Didn't Dr. Phil cut off Shaq's foot or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Yeah. In that movie, one of the scary movies, I think.
Yeah, it was one of the scary movies.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He want that juicy Shaq meat.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think 4 days is probably right in the meat of the timing that it's going to be. So what is it? Friday.
4 days
is
for
the
Muffin
election?
Top.
What day of the week is the election? November
Tuesday?
3rd? November 5th.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday for me.
So it's a week-
Remember the 5th of November.
It is a week from today, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 would be Saturday or Friday, Saturday.
Business days.
I mean, I don't think they would call it on Saturday.
24 USA after the war.
Maybe the Monday following, so that would be the 10th.
Well, yeah, because over at my job we got all the little voting stuff ready, but they have
that'd
a lot
be
of
the
Hispanic dudes already doing the early votes for Trump here.
I'm going to go with November 11th. Remember the 11th of November. It's Wednesday if you're a Democrat.
Careful, guys in prison for that.
If you're a Democrat,
Yeah.
you could just keep voting until the vote is in our favor. And then as soon as it's in our favor, it's like Brexit, right? They did the Brexit vote and like everyone voted against it. And they're like, fuck. All right, we're going to do a Brexit vote again. Like, no, bitch, you guys already voted. And they said no. No, you don't understand. We're going to do the vote again, though. And this time we're going to do what they say. Like, but you. And then they did the vote, and guess what? Brexit lost that time.
Yep.
Them to make the starship more pointy because of the movie Dictator.
Yep.
It's too round on the top. It needs to be pointy. Round is not scary. Pointy is scary. This will put a smile on the faces of the enemy.
And they know it too. It's not like they haven't they're unaware of it. Everyone thought it would be funny if we made the rocket more pointy, so we did.
Did it have any effect on the aerodynamics?
No.
Nothing.
No, we can make it way blunter and be fine.
But is it better to be pointier? Or like if it wasn't for the
It's
movie,
arguably slightly worse.
Worth it.
Oh, I think that's all the stories I had because that was from the last time. I guess I didn't have very much this time. I don't know. I've been busy this last fucking week doing shit, so sorry about that. I guess we can go to my replies and see all the things that I said to people that are not in my tweets.
If you go into the private chat.
By the way, I would like to
Colorado
bring something up
Secretary of
that I've not brought up in several months. But remember last year when we made predictions of things that we thought significant things would happen on specific days? Remember?
You kept the chart?
I'd just like to say I was right.
About?
I predicted that something significant would happen on June 27th, 2024.
Oh, that's right. Right. Okay, what happened on June 27th?
That was the fucking Biden-Trump debate where he fucking shit the bed and got kicked out.
Damn.
Look at you, Pikachu.
Soft cool.
Just saying.
Honda, do you have any update on your work situation?
Wait, say that again? I was reading.
Do you have any update to report on your work situation? The last time you were threatening to get a lawyer?
Oh, I made my complaints and fucking fucked everybody's life up for a minute. And basically, I'm going to get what I want. And if I don't, then I'm going to get a lawyer. So, yeah. We haven't moved very much, except for the fact that I was like, I wrote a fucking 3-page letter that it took me 2 days to fucking think about and add things in and run through AI, fucking rewriting it and proofread and rewrite it again. And you know what I mean? Like I did it like 3 times to make it better and better and more concise. And then the fucked up thing was, so they put me in a room with the person in question who's been fucking me over and made me say to their face all of the things that I wrote down. And I was kind of like, dude, I wrote these things down so that I wouldn't have to come into a room and specifically very uncomfortably and awkwardly tell someone how they're a piece of shit.
But then you did it with fury.
But then I just did it anyway because I'm like, well, if we're going to do it, then I'm going to fucking do it. And it was actually kind of glorious, to be honest. This is what you need to do, Leo.
Oh, she's already gone, from what I'm hearing. So
This won't marry a single mom.
What?
What?
No, because he was getting like 1 shift a month. Jesus Christ. What are you talking about, Shot Red?
I was looking at that picture right
What
there.
are you fucking talking about, bro?
I was looking at the picture right there.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's happening in Leia's mind.
That's another story that has nothing to do with fucking.
My bad. 'Cause you said this is what you need to do. Like I'm looking at the screen. I'm just,
Oh my God. All right. So this person says, please vote. My niece's future depends on it. Representative Javier Mulberry from Colorado, Democrat. Right? And then to that, I replied, that's right. Vote Donald Trump 2024, baby. Make America great again for your niece's future.
Damn.
Got him.
Oh, there's that. There's that. Oh, here's Jenna Griswold. If you guys don't know, she's the district attorney of Colorado, who is the person.
Clark's niece.
She's your Secretary of State, man.
Secretary of State, excuse me. Sorry. District Attorney, Secretary of State. They're fucking all the same thing to me. They're fucking government corrupt ass lawyers.
Well, DAs are usually for
Have
counties.
they like when it comes to her, have they dug into like all that controversy about her dad dumping fucking toxic chemicals into fucking shit?
Jenna Griswold?
Yeah.
Are you talking about what was the fucking Griswold father name? I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah. Clark's her uncle.
You're talking about. Oh, you're talking about. What was cousin
National
Eddie?
Lampoon joke?
Cousin
God
Eddie?
damn it!
Even I got that one, and I'm a fetus.
The Griswolds. Come on.
I got it. I just couldn't remember their fucking names. God damn it! Fuck you. Oh, there's the most boring man in the world. Do you guys know who Bad Bunny is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shitter's full.
Because I don't know who the fuck he is, and I don't give a fuck to learn. And he's like, "Oh, everybody vote for Kamala Harris," and I'm like, I wasn't going to vote for Kamala, but then this article from 9 News about Bad Bunny backing Harris came out. You changed my mind. Keep up the good work, 9 News. And you can ask Kyle Clark to unblock me, please. Well, let's see what people said. Oh, no one fucking said anything? There's fucking three engagements here, and they're all fucking gone? Weird.
Ruined.
Donald Trump is finally getting his Madison Square Garden moment. And it begins with crude jokes and denunciation of immigrants. To which I said, shut the fuck up, you fucking news person. No one cares what you fucking think. Report the fucking news and shut the fuck up. To which I got 3 replies. Dude, take a chill pill. Fuck you.
I thought that was beautiful.
I'm surprised the dude said that.
Eat a dick pill.
A horse dick pill.
Oh, I can't reply that?
Give him a horse suppository.
We'll just go eat a dick pill. I still can't say that? How about penis?
The classic.
Eat a fellatio pill.
Still can't do it. Okay, well.
Eat a pee pill.
I'm out of ideas. Discard.
Just say, no, I won't. I won't take a chill pill. And you
Must be a
can't
way to
make
get.
me.
Must be a way to do it in their settings because I still cuss motherfuckers out on Twitter.
MAGA has decided the closing message is hate, racism, vulgarity, Christian nationalism, and violence. This is not a political rally to get out the vote. It's a rally to prep for violence.
Well, we prepping, son.
To which I said, you are insane. How did you decide the closing message or whatever it means is hate, racism, vulgarity, Christian nationalism, violence? Your site is responsible for the Summer of Love, BLM riots, 3 assassination attempts, countless assaults, and the most hateful rhetoric I've ever heard. It's true.
Plus, you have a small penis.
I like it. Drink more semen, like Tim.
You have a small pee-pee. Oh, we need extra E's.
I like that you have to code your insult.
PP.
We're knocking on doors in El Paso County, blah, 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 Democrats. And I said, dude, you Democrat lying murderers you Democrat liars murdered the Colorado I grew up in and that I loved. I would slam the door in your face. How do you not see the lies, gaslighting that comes from your side? Are you not in a constant state of cognitive dissonance? I think they are. I don't think they recognize that.
Good word choice.
The world is on a path to get 3.2 Fahrenheit or 1.8 degrees Celsius warmer than it is now. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, no, more food will grow.
I didn't know we had the ability to accurately measure the planet's temperature. I don't think we do. I think that anyone who says that the temperature is increased by 1.8 degrees Celsius is full of shit, because compared to what? And how How are you like measuring things now versus you did 100 years ago to make that determination? It's an illegitimate statistic. There's no way to show that. And plus there's the urban heat bubble, if you know what that means. Like these temperature locations where they were supposed to take these temperatures were supposed to be out in the middle of the wilderness as to not be contaminated by the heat from cities and buildings. And yet through the years, the places where these measurements have been taken have stayed the same, and cities and buildings have moved encroachingly closer and closer to their locations, increasing the temperature and spoiling the data. So fuck you. Don't destroy the world so that you can fucking have... I mean, that's what it's about, right? It's about oppressing the world and making everyone pay a tax to a small group of people who say that they're working on this problem of climate change. But what do they actually do? They just pad their pockets and fly to Davos every fucking year.
Hey,
Mama
man.
coming out with that textbooks and body bags.
Oh, Tim Hernandez. You guys remember this guy? He was the anti-gun, anti-2A guy who was trying to pass things on his way out when he got voted out, and he introduced bills on his way out of office to try to fucking get them passed.
Yeah, he was a commie fag.
Yeah, he's a commie faggot. And
They do that here.
I told him that he's a giant turd and that I'm so glad he's no longer in the Capitol.
You're a poop nose. No, you.
You're a duty head.
Technically, doesn't he still get paid for the rest of the year, though?
I don't know. Here we have Donald Trump currently being booed at the Pittsburgh Steelers game.
Damn.
And if you listen to it, you can distinctly hear two people booing. But then if you go down below... there's everybody else. So, yeah, well, it's technically true that breaking, Trump is being booed in the Pittsburgh Steelers game by two people is the part they omit. And then they also omit the part where the other, I don't know, 20,000. How many people are in the stadium, do you think? 50,000 people are for Trump? So you got two people who were
Probably
Biden
15,
Harris
20.
supporters and 50,000 Trump supporters. Surprised those dudes didn't get their ass kicked.
Oh, they did. It just wasn't
Yeah,
okay.
especially in a football game.
Biden
pounded
called
each
all
other
Trump
out.
supporters garbage earlier. Well, it's a good thing that they don't publicly say what I think of the Harris supporters. Fucking retarded faggots, all of them, you know. But you can call me garbage, that's fine.
I still think you're pretty.
I think they're all retarded faggots. Maybe not both. Maybe they're just retarded. Maybe they're like a faggot in like the way that I'm thinking about it. You know, like someone who's just a douchebag who you don't like, who does asshole things to like fucking self-aggrandize and shit like that. Like a faggot, you know? Like something a faggot would do. I'm not saying gay stuff. I don't care about gay stuff. You can be as gay as you want. Oh, here we have someone saying, cars rehearsing ahead of former President Trump, who's expected to be serving McDonald's food, is a stunt and entirely pretend. The store was closed. The car line was rehearsed. The rich man cosplaying as a minimum wage worker to fool the Rube fans into thinking that he understands their plight. He doesn't. And I'm like, sure, smart guy. How many times have people tried to kill Donald Trump? I'm sure it's safe to let anyone just go through the drive-through. That's, I'm sure, 100% why, you know.
I mean, they grasping for straws at this point, you know.
Yeah.
That just lets you know how bad it really is for them.
Here we have more straight dudes for Harris. They're British cigarettes.
Mama, you can't smoke those.
But you can suck them.
Just this, the guy on the left, Sesson is his name, has hands down the most punchable smirk face I've ever fucking seen in my entire life. Like, he's got the kind of face that a bully would love, right? Like, you go to school and you're a bully and your mom's mad at you and she's an alcoholic and your dad's in prison and your life sucks and you just want to take it out on somebody and you see this dude walk by, bro.
That's the dude.
Life feels better, doesn't it? Trump gets the McFlurry machines fixed. Make McFlurries and McDonald's again.
Mm-hmm. You guys been paying attention to the E. coli outbreak at Los McDonald's is now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
slightly.
Yeah, it's like Colorado and Nebraska and a bunch of other states have a E. coli outbreak at McDonald's restaurants now.
This is true.
See, look, and this is the thing about these flaming boxes, right? You put this out like, oh no, we think it's being hyperbolic. Our democracy is under attack. No one do this again. Wink, wink. Like, you're putting the idea out on people who never thought of this shit before, and they're like, wait a minute. I could just throw a firecracker in that bitch? I could dump a cup of gasoline on my fucking ballot and then light it on fire as I drop it in?
I mean, if you want to set yourself on fire, yeah.
I mean, it's more effective than that. Plus, you don't, like, have to spend the rest of your short, miserable, agonizingly painful life in a hospital bed. Because it seems like the fire doesn't really kill you, does it? Not right away, anyway.
No.
I think it's usually the infection that kills you.
On camera.
Memphis police too afraid to arrest man who allegedly shot neighbor through window while he was doing yard work.
What? It was Minneapolis police. It's Tim Walz State.
Yeah, brother didn't see that coming.
Why would they be too afraid to arrest someone?
Well, one was one color and the other was the other.
Yeah, it's George Floyd territory, literally.
Wow.
Calhoun said read his last chat.
Calhoun, I'll read your last chat. I saw some guys making a video criticizing JD Vance because he said his dogs were iodic. What is that?
What?
Idiotic for barking? Maybe that's what he meant. In a clearly joking way, and that they have nothing but lies and straws to grasp. Well, that's the thing, dude. Like, every single attack, it seems like, that comes from the left these days is either from a place of taking things out of context and, like, running with the ball way down the field with something that no one thought or believed before they started saying it to everybody. Or it's, like, flat-out lies that they're just telling people, like, fucking Trump wants to get rid of the abortion laws and fucking make it so it's illegal to get abortion everywhere in the country. It's like, when has he ever said that? Like, literally, when has he ever said? Like, he got what he wanted. And it wasn't even him. It was the Supreme Court who decided that Roe versus Wade was bullshit and kicked it back to the states. And if Biden and Harris thought it was such a big deal and such an issue for women that they're campaigning on it as almost their sole thing that they're talking about in the 2024 election, then maybe they should have done something about the laws that changed in the past 3.5 years, which they could have, but they didn't. So shut the fuck up. Yeah, guy is still in his house. They claim he's not a threat because he rarely leaves his home. He shot the neighbor from upstairs bedroom.
What?
Wow.
Maybe he was flashing his wife.
I mean, it seems like he was just like mowing the lawn and making too much noise, and the guy was like, I would rather shoot you and murder you than deal with the smell of the grass right now, or whatever, you know?
It's probably one of those fear that neighbor situations.
She looks like she's saying no. That's not a yes.
He's like, please, come on, in front of all these people.
Get up. Like if he gets up, he's walking away. If he's got any balls, let's see what he does.
What she just said. Just give me a chance to prove myself. Take it! Say yes! Oh, she told you again! Oh! Wait, does that mean you're single? No, what's the number? You know what? Oh! That's crazy.
Bro, she just broke his heart. Dude needs to fucking walk away.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of there, dude. Run. Run. Take that ring and pawn it. Get the fuck away from her. Oh, shit. What a fucking dick.
Why you sitting down? That's not gonna make her say yes. Damn!
Guy's a dick.
What a piece of shit.
I wonder
bro.
how much differently that would have went if that guy just walked over and beat the shit out of that dude. If she would have said yes then.
Wait, who's saying it? I can't see who's saying it.
It's this guy.
It's the random guy in
okay.
like the
Who she's standing next to now, who she's probably attracted to. Ouch.
Who's to say she wasn't fucking that guy on the side the whole time?
The
say
Colorado
guys who-
Secretary of State's office said its site temporarily showed the partial password for voting systems. A spokesperson said that the password can only be used with a physical in-person access to a voting system. Safe and secure. Gold standard Colorado has for the voting systems in America.
Yeah, that was the second link I dropped in the back chat there. It's over 600 passwords that were dropped today. And it was almost every single county in Colorado.
Damn it, Honda. You really need to vote because your vote really matters. In
Honda gets it.
Finally, Honda came to the light.
Well, I think now we know
time.
everything passes on that ballot. You know it's all
How
bullshit.
dare you, Honda, say that your vote doesn't matter? You're making me laugh. Oh, look, there's a fucking lion at the bottom of your stairs. Oh, this guy's just a lion owner. That's fucking Mike Tyson. Doesn't Mike Tyson have lions? Or didn't he used to? Like tigers?
It was a tagger.
Tag is.
Everyone down. I'm gonna.
This is voter fraud. They closed the line at 1:45, claiming all the process is slow. What?
I have a question. I have to bring someone here about 4 o'clock to vote. Are they
I'm
gonna?
going to ask you to talk to this.
Are they gonna turn everyone down?
I'm going to ask you to talk to this gentleman because the voting is closed right now.
It's closed.
I just want you to talk to this gentleman.
We have the right to vote until 4:30.
I got you. Here's
Why
what
is it
happened.
closed?
Let me explain it to you.
Please.
Okay. This process is very slow and grueling.
That doesn't matter if we're online.
Very slow and grueling.
It doesn't matter if we're online by 4:30. We have the right
reason
to
why it
vote.
had to close was because a high volume of people wanted to do this. Slow and grueling.
Well, then they
So
have to
had
wait till everyone's.
They had to cut the line at 1:45.
They cut the line at 1:45.
1:45.
You hear that, everyone? They cut the line at 1:45.
Here's your. here's
This
the form
is
right
voter fraud, by the way. Who? No, it's not. Yes, it is.
This has to be from 2020, yeah?
No, it's going on right now. There was one in Bucks County today, even where the cops were putting out bullshit signs saying that you couldn't vote after a certain time.
Doesn't the Constitution specifically spell out that there is a specific day in which the vote is supposed to take place and that the states have the right to, on that day, determine how they are going to, in one day, conduct a vote and count the vote on that day? Or am I wrong?
Say day again.
I don't think I'm wrong. I think the Constitution specifically says that it has to happen on a specific day. It doesn't say week. It doesn't say for a month leading up to that day, but ending on that day. It doesn't say, well, 3 days later when the votes keep coming in.
What
It also says shall not be infringed, too.
So the 24th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, Section 1, the right of the citizens of the United States to vote in any primary or other election for president or vice president, for electors for president or vice president, or for senator or representative in Congress shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state by reason of failure to pay any poll tax or other tax. Section 2, Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation.
I guess maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was like spelled out like it had to take place in a 24-hour period or something like that, but I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. Certainly anyone who's pushing for no voter ID wants that because they want to cheat. Anyone who's pushing for mail-in ballots wants that because they want to cheat. Anyone who's got fucking, the idea in their head that drop-in ballot boxes are a good idea, especially the kind that don't have like security around them and like cameras on them and everything 24/7. They want to cheat. I mean, there's just like obvious shit going on that if you wanted to cheat, here's the things that you would be for. Guess what the Democrats are for? Every time. Every single time. In every single instance that would determine whether or not you could cheat on something like, oh, well, we could have paper ballots where people count them, or we could have a computer do it, which ends up not being more efficient because it takes longer for some reason, and that anyone could, with their fucking code that the DA's office or whatever it is, fucking just accidentally leak to the entire world, go into the computer system with a physical key and fucking actually change the vote with a line of code that no one would be able to detect. Or, hey, let's kick it to the courts because the courts are totally fucking set up to catch a steal, like a fucking election fraud. They're set up to catch that. Wait, they're not set up to catch that? And they all want to defer and kick it down the line to somebody else? So no one wants to actually rule on this shit, so they find any way that they can possibly find to ignore the people and to move on with the status quo, like everything's A-okay and great and on the level and no one did anything. Certainly not enough to actually change the vote, even though how many people was 2020 decided by? It was like a couple of thousand votes, Yeah. But I'm sure the Hunter Biden laptop story had no significant influence on people at all. And let's flash forward to this election. I think it was like 75% of the news stories about Trump are negative, and 85% of the news stories about Kamala Harris are positive. You don't think that's election interference? When the entire media apparatus, the corporate media in the United States, all seems to have a vested interest in keeping that man out of the office? I don't know.
I would say it's even more election interference when you have the Labour Party of Britain over in our country right now trying to actively interfere in our elections.
Yeah, or what was it? Have you seen the thing about, I forget the name of the company or whatever, the organization that basically like fraudulently puts donations to Democrats in the names of people who never donated to anybody. So like checking their names to see if they've donated to the Democrat Party, and like surprised to find that they've donated like tens of thousands, some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars in their name has been donated to Democrats.
Yeah, it's Act Blue.
Or I forget the state, but there was some state that had like a whole room full of ballots that were supposedly brought in by truck from a different state and like counted in the election and then stored in this room. And the people are like, okay, can we see the ballots? And they're like, no. And then they took it to court to be like, hey, court, can you make it so that the people can see the ballots? And the court is like, no.
No, the court said yes.
Cheat.
Then they still refused to give it to them.
Is that what it was? It was something like that.
I just was looking at that there, Fiend Dog.
And They are finding some of the fraud. Lancaster County found 2,500 ballots that all had basically the same handwriting on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were only able to definitively prove like 60% of them, but they were all pretty much suspected to be the same person or the same group.
Oh shit! Ghost Shadow just sent me a link to. I mean, is this a place where classically people go to buy firearms?
Meatspend.com, yes.
And this place where classical firearms are sold on the internet, you can get a Rock Island Armory Beretta 92 clone for $279.
Holy shit, really?
Who's eating salted penis right now?
It's not me. I unwrapped Deadpool 3.
He's eating the cat's food.
That too.
My cat's breath smells like cat's food. Just made another P80 at work. Okay, cool. That's awesome in theory. My family lives in Pennsylvania, so this is not bullshit. Pennsylvania just aired the election result. Oh, yeah, I want to see that in TMNT's
Discord.
TMNT. I added an N there.
It's okay. He does
It'll be No Muffin Top. That's gonna be the backup channel. Tactical No Muffin Top.
He's muffler now.
Tactical Muffin N-word top.
Oh yeah, that's what gets me banned forever.
Is this the one Fiend Dog said that? Note from Winnipeg. Election test results mistakenly shown on air. The test results aired for several minutes during coverage of Formula One racing. Pennsylvania test results for upcoming November 5th general election mistakenly appeared on WNEP TV early Sunday evening during a broadcast of the Formula One Mexico Grand Prix. Those numbers should not have appeared on the screen, and it was an error by WNEP that they did. The numbers seen on the screen were randomly generated test results sent out to help news organizations make sure their equipment is working properly in advance of election night.
Yes, because Harris won. It's working properly.
The numbers were not reflective of any actual vote count. Pennsylvania laws do not allow mail-in ballots to be taken out of envelopes until 7 a.m. on Election Day, and no votes of any kind will be counted in Pennsylvania until after the polls close at 8 p.m. WNEP regrets the error and apologizes for any confusion. We may have taken steps to ensure that does not happen again. Do you know what this reminds me of? 9/11.
These numbers.
9/11, 2001. The BBC News gets on TV and talks about how the Solomon Brothers building, Building 7, has fallen due to structural fires that weakened the beams in the building, and it fell at 8 p.m. or whatever the fuck they said.
Oh, yes, because jet fuel burns beams.
While they were saying that, while they were on TV telling the whole world that, oh my God, another building fell on 9/11, Building 7 was burning behind them. So the theory is that they got the memo, like, hey, at 8 p.m., go on TV and talk about Building 7 because it's going to be falling down and you can fucking say it at that point. But they got their time change wrong by an hour because it happened literally 1 hour later. Just how they said it would happen. And to this day, the NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology official report as to what happened to Building 7 is the same exact thing that BBC News said caused the building to fall down at free fall speed into its own fucking footprint an hour before it happened. Weird how they got that so correct. Anyway. I kind of want a Rock Island Armory fucking Beretta now. Although it's got some weird cursive shit on the side of it that I don't like.
This is E Honda 420. Make sure you like, share, and sub to our boy E Honda 420. We have a really good time at this chat. This is a tactical fluffer top out for now.
You want to posit the questions that we did in your chat to this panel?
No, it's like fucking 11 o'clock. I want to go to bed.
Nah.
Positive question.
What will happen if A, Trump wins the first week after the election results? B, what will happen the first week after the election results, blah, 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 for Kamala Harris? Okay, then the both of the same at 1 year. What will the country look like?
I don't like those questions.
Well, fucking go watch my chat. They're way better there, okay? I'm tired.
Danny says, read what I put in the chat, biatch.
You say it's 10:56, not 11.
It's 8:56 here.
You seen all the Canadians posting pictures of them coming over and voting Orange Man? I have not seen that. But I support our Canucks to the north in their efforts to subvert our election in our favor. I'm okay with that. Although, you know, if Trump wins, they're going to use anything and everything that they possibly can, any angle, any fucking, like, slight of truth, any fucking, you know, spin that they can put on whatever it is that happened to make it seem like, oh, the election was stolen. And when we say it, that's not insurrection. But when Trump says it, it definitely is. It's very, very bad, evil insurrection when they say that the election was stolen. But when we say the election was stolen, it's just pure, innocent truth.
I think in the first week, if Trump were to win and actually get inaugurated, or I guess after they announce the results, there's going to be 47 court cases denying the election results, and they're going to point to things like burnt ballot boxes and possibly voting in our election. And I'm sure they'll throw Russia in there somehow.
How many burnt ballot boxes does it take before they have a legitimate argument that the fucking election was, you know, thrown off somehow?
Subverted?
5%. Something more than the margin of error.
And certainly with the burnt ballot boxes tend to be in Democrat-run areas like Oregon, Washington, they'll even have more ammunition for their figurative guns. Which will, of course, backfire because they are held by Democrats, and Democrats aren't good with guns, as we've seen with Tim Walz and a shotgun. Although, to be fair, Dick Cheney with a shotgun.
Hey, at least he shot some dude in the fucking face.
Yeah, you can't say he didn't know how to shoot it, because he definitely...
He fucking did.
Although it could have been a Lucas Krantz guy the other day shooting an AR like 15 feet away from a target and hitting the camera guy.
Wait, what happened?
There's a guy named Lucas Krantz that's running in Kansas for, I believe it's Congress or Senate. And he and that idiot Adam Kinzinger got together and were shooting ARs at like 15, 20 feet and ended up shooting the camera guy in the arm.
Ricochet.
Yeah, because ricochet off the plates.
Well, maybe you should shoot metal plates at further than 15 yards away. I don't know. Seems like a pretty dumb thing to fucking do.
He had a scope on it too, which is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Did you see the tannerite sitting in front of them on the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah, tannerite.
Imagine one of those ricochets hits that tannerite.
Boo.
Pat, it's worse than that. The impromptu range that they built, that the tannerite was sitting on the table, that was to imply that if the accident that occurred had not occurred, they were going to set that tannerite at 15 feet away. And intentionally shoot it.
I think when it comes to ballot boxes, you pretty much just, no matter how many get burnt, you kind of just have to say tough shit. You should conduct your elections in a way that the ballots are secure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems to me.
How best can you secure them other than have them cast on the day and counted immediately?
The thing is, like, okay, let's say you filled out a ballot and you went to the ballot box and you dropped it off and you went back home. And then the next day you wake up and there's some news story about the ballot box that you dropped your ballot off at being burnt to the ground. You don't think you'd show up on voting day and vote in person, maybe? And be like, you know what, just to make sure, I'm going to vote in person because I don't know if my ballot got burnt up or not.
For your voter tracking website, they told people in that area to pay attention and see what their voting status was. So there must be some remedy where they'll get a provisional ballot or something.
Yeah, dude, those voting things too. Like, I was thinking about this. How hard would it be to come up with a line of code that, like you vote, I vote, everyone votes. You check, I check, everyone checks. When you check your vote, it shows up to you correctly. So when you look at your vote, you say, oh, you know what? They did get my vote. They did count it correctly. It is recorded as a vote for Trump or whatever. Cool, I'm moving on with life. But when they're actually tallying the votes, it would be very easy for them to be like, okay, for every 10 Trump votes, we're going to flip one of them to Harris. So even though when you log in and check your particular individual vote, it will show correct. However, when they were tallying your vote, they didn't do it correctly. And there would be no way for you to know or verify. I don't think
you either have faith in the system or you don't at this point.
Well, I don't. Do you?
It is the only thing we have before violence.
I do in my state.
What about the whole system?
More good states than shitty states.
Yeah, but the shitty states have more votes than the good states in general.
Well, you go get them, Honda.
Well, I'm saying California, New York, fucking... Like, there's a bunch of states that have a shit ton of votes. They're like, hey, we're Democrat, and we're going to make sure we keep it that way.
Yeah, we're number one.
God damn it, Leo.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm running out of things to say, though. So I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to wind it down now, and then someone's going to say a penis joke.
You should end with that last link I dropped in the back chat of Andy Knows thing, because it shows Kamala Harris voters having to climb fences to get the hell out of a rally.
What? The fuck? Yeah, what?
After her comment about people leaving Trump's rallies, they probably locked all hers in. So there couldn't be any footage of them leaving.
They locked them in.
Her voters are just doing what they excel in.
Why are they climbing the fence to get out?
Because there's a bunch of pro-Palestine terrorists outside.
So anyway, I start blasting.
No shadow? Washington's flipping red? Holy shit. That would be crazy.
There's no fucking way, dude.
That was DC.
Oh, okay, good.
Of course, it's state.
That'd be insane, dude.
Well, after I'm done burning all the ballot boxes, Washington will be red.
Thank you, Pat Wright. You're doing the Lord's work.
I don't know if I joke about it.
He's right. He's not doing it for real. Nope, he's joking.
In Minecraft.
Right.
Read what I put in the chat again, biatch. Have you seen the YouTube documentary called The Universe is Hostile to Computers? No, I'm not. It's partially about a cosmic fucking ray coming down from space and flipping the election in Europe.
Okay.
Huh. Well, I mean, we're all one Carrington event from being back in the Stone Age, so I suppose that's true.
That sounds like space lasers.
Space lasers from stars, yeah. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Well, I got no problem going back and riding horses.
Well, they're more like blasters because a blaster goes slower than the speed of light, and so do the fucking clouds coming from the sun. You know, like when it sends out cosmic rays and shit, they're going at like 90% of the speed of light, but they're actually like particles from the sun being shot out that fast, and that's why they fuck everything up because they're particles. They're not fucking. It's not light. It's actual matter.
So accurate, right?
Well, it's also like the odds of it hitting us at any given shot from the sun hitting us is pretty small because the sun has 360 degrees and like around and 360 degrees up and down any direction and any trajectory to send that matter, and it would have to be like a fucking like a earshot to fucking Trump to get us. You know what I mean?
Now we look like a pin to the sun.
Changed a 0 to a 1 and added 4K votes to some bitch. It's true. It's true. All right, guys. Well, I have some shit to do, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. But I will say, I love your faces, and I'm glad that you guys are here. And I'm glad that we get to share this time together and talk about funny things and memes and current events and stuff. And, you know, if you guys weren't here watching, I probably wouldn't be doing it. So appreciate you guys. And thanks to you guys all on the panel for being here and saying things and making face sounds at me. That's kind of fun. I'm glad that you're here too.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have a good night.
You are welcome. Meet
Deuces.
Ben.
Good night, everybody.